Hello, welcome to the Space.Inc. We have an important and relatable topic today, that is food and the pandemic. In the last 4 months, food has become an important topic around us. Safety and food, people are cooking all the more. Locally produced food has become important as well. We have today with us Ayandrali Dutta from India to talk about this topic. Welcome to the Space.Inc. Ayandrali Dutta has been a journalist with more than 13 years experience, and she's worked with India's top publication houses like Times of India, India Today, Dainik Bhaskar, to name just a few. With years of practical food knowledge and hands-on cooking experience, Ayandrali took the opportunity to start a home-cooked pop-up meal under the name of 80 Cookhouse. Eventually, it led to her becoming self-taught home culinarian. Interestingly, she merges Bengali food with the history of Bengal in intricate ways, and now she's an eminent name in the chef circuit. Her food has been featured in various food videos and articles associated with the Times of India, Times Food, The Hindu, Travel and Leisure magazine, the Quint, and others. Ayandrali, social media is abuzz with food these days, what everybody's cooking, with photos,
Absolutely.
recipes. Tell us
Mm.
a bit about this whole topic. Why has food become such a central thing during our experience of the pandemic? Not just in India, but everywhere.
Everywhere. Absolutely. Amrita, I would like to start with saying something. We all know since our childhood days, if we have heard our family, our grandmoms, our parents saying, food connects, right? And we all have emphasized on that one meal a day where we need to sit and eat together. Be it with your friends, be it with your family, we all do that. But currently, what happened, you're all isolated. Think about people who are alone, singles who are staying in the city, like I'm all alone, I'm staying single in my city, and people who are with family yet not having their loved ones around them. Somehow, I feel across the social media platform, across various dishes that you are whipping up in your kitchen, you're doing your fancy stuff, you're stretching your limitations, you are going out of your way to try new things, experiment, you're also bonding with a lot of people. You're coming to know a lot of people, you are exploring your own strengths and limitations too. That's personally because, okay, let's just give me a personal experience. I am very bad at baking. Give me an oven and I feel almost lost. But trust me, I am surprised myself with the focaccia breads that I've been baking these days. I'm like, oh, I can pat my back and I'm like, oh, this is good, like good stuff. So it has helped me stretch my boundaries. I never dared to do that in all these years. So, and it gave me that certain sense of achievement, a sense of feeling that yes, I can do it. And when I posted that up on social media, and people went and said, "Oh, I love the crust, the color, the toppings," it gives you that whole emotional boost to do something more, to stretch yourself a little more. At the end of the day, it was all technology slash social media we had to connect for 3 months or more when the world saw a lockdown. Never in my life I can imagine I'll ever see a situation like that. Neither do I want to. When the whole world had shut down together. This is not something, I mean, 6 months back, talking about something like this would sound like an alien movie. But this became a reality. So currently, when this was the situation, I felt food connected. People spoke. Will you share your recipe? You don't know a stranger pings you on a messenger or pings you somewhere on Instagram. Hey, I like this. Can you share the recipe? You connect with that person. So I feel that was a connection that people created. They made bonds that were stronger, or they actually stretched their own limits. So I hats off to social media that kind of really helped people live and not go into a dark shell also a lot of time.
I think we also,
That was
I have a feeling we have to chat about this whole bread baking in a complete different episode altogether. Uh, but I want to talk about also another aspect
yeah,
of food.
yeah.
And that is, many people are really thinking or rethinking how we can conserve and not waste so much. So, what are the small ways that we can be better at stopping food waste? What can we do?
Amrita, an Indian kitchen. I would specifically highlight also the kitchen from the east part, Eastern India. Also, most of the Indian kitchen precisely, we always had a no waste policy. That was also the reason when a vegetable peel was used, vegetable seeds were used into eating. And nowadays, if I may use the Bengali word, the kosha bata, or the seeds, the bichis, we used to eat all of them. But over the period of time, somehow we just stayed with the main vegetable or the main fruit, and we lost in touch with the peels. So my thing is, whatever is there in your kitchen, nothing goes waste actually. If you can be a little wise enough to put things in place or use them in a very calculative way. Like if my milk curdles, I will make it into a dish, or I will make it into a sandwich toast. If I'm using a gourd, a pointed gourd or a bitted gourd, or anything from the gourd family, I will use the peel as a substitute vegetable also, apart from the main vegetable. If I'm cooking lentils, I can have the water separately to drink, as it will be a filler for me. Or if my lentils is there, if I made lentils with rice today, and if it has stayed overnight and next day I don't want to have it, I can just turn it up and make as a paratha filling, or filling in my own rotis and have it. So these are all ways. And the best thing, because when everything was shut down and a lot of availability of basic items were also missing, people turned into a very interesting concepts which we lost over the period of time, was called the one pot meal. Our The basic easiest example from India of a one pot meal is a khichdi. It has the goodness of everything. You can add your veggies. People who are more experimental can add their meat also. You add your veggies, you put everything in it, just take it up in a bowl and just eat it. So one pot meal made a lot of entry in a lot of kitchen, and people saw that this is important. And again, in East we have a habit of adding vegetables to our non-veg meat or fish or all these, because they also increase the quantity of the curry that you're cooking, and that kind of reduces too many things you don't need in a meal. So you need to be careful with what's there in your kitchen and be a little calculated with it. That's it. If a potato has gone bad in a certain part, you may just omit that part. The rest is good. Use it. You don't need to throw out the whole potato to be starting with.
I think you're
Yeah.
already pointing to some of the changes that are happening within our meals and how we are using food. But I also want you to
Yeah.
talk to us a little more about when cooking has become such a necessity and not just a respite. What are the kinds of food changes or habits that have undergone a change?
Okay. So personally, since I work around the food circuit, and I mix with a lot of people and I meet, for me personally, this is my longest. I've had 4 meals, 3 times or 4 times a day at home, at a stretch. So for me, if I talk, and that is for everyone having, like, they are coming back to home to have the meal, and they are having that meal at a stretch, and then you appreciate that simple meal can absolutely do wonders. And when I talk about food changes or a little bit of habit changes, is you need to again understand your likes, what you want, how you, maybe you don't want the same dish to be repeated in morning and evening. You can just do a little tampering here and there, change the little texture of a dish, change the dish that you're having. Maybe in place of a rice, have it with a bread, or have it with a roti, or just have it as a soup, or make it into a soup. Just change the texture. It becomes a new dish. So people have become innovative with what they do with the food. So that's a big thing actually. So that has kind of helped a lot when people realize that they really need to move ahead and be a little more responsible when they are eating.
I think I'm going to come to the
You
more.
know, one I will cut you and say one small thing. When we eat, there are two reasons why mainly we eat. One is a need, one is a greed. When I'm talking about greed, I'm not saying greed in the negative sense. I also mean emotional eating. Okay. So I'm happy, I'll eat. I'm sad, I'll eat. I'm not feeling like doing anything. Oh, let me eat. So we need to be a little careful with how are we doing? What are we treating with our body to? And during this 4 months, I guess we treated our body to something good because we were all eating at home. And like it said, home cooked meal is any day better than you're keeping a check on a lot of things when you're cooking at home. So that way.
Absolutely. I think I want to turn to the most exciting part of today's conversation. I think you promised some sort of a surprise today, and I want
Yeah, I
to take
did.
it away. Take it away for us.
Okay, I will just have to move myself to the kitchen also. And as I move myself to the kitchen, I will quickly flip the camera and show the ingredients that I have. So this is something that is called the chana. Okay, so chana basically means simple milk that you take and you just curdle it up with a little bit of vinegar or a lemon. So I just did it so that the water can be fully drained and it can be a little dry in texture. So that's how it is. I have made, since mangoes are in season, I've made this fresh mango pulp. There's no sugar added to it. And again, this is powdered sugar, which I'm using very less of it. So if you just have granulated sugar at home, you don't have powdered sugar, don't worry, just run it up in the mixie for like 2 seconds and it becomes a fine powdered sugar. So these are also easy hacks that you learn or you should follow generally rather than running into the market every time. And I have kept something. These are also made of mangoes. These are we call it amshotto or the am papad. These are very thin strips where used making mango pulp, and you can buy them from the market all through the season. These go very well when you're making a chutney and or a kind of a sweet, and they exactly have the flavor of mango. So they go very well. And I will be quickly showing you. I'll be putting the chena. I'll be putting this in the mixer, and I just quickly have to give it a round. So I'm just using my hands. They're all neat and they're sanitized. So as I tell you about as I talk about Shandesh, I need to quickly also tell you that Shandesh is a sweet that sees its existence in Bengal for a very long time, and the primary ingredients of the Shandesh is a very simple. Uh, it needs 2 3 ingredients and it is done, and it has been there through ages. It has got its significance, its reference in ancient literature also. One sec, I will just need to hold the phone for a minute. Hold on, yeah. So
So
you
you are
can
preparing
give.
Shandesh right now in front of us.
Yes, I am preparing shandesh, but and I'm preparing a mango shandesh, and this mango shandesh will see a little twist because I am not going to usually roll it like the way it's done, but I will be giving the twist later. So I have added the chana, which is just like this is for half a liter of milk that I have taken, and I'm going to add 2 spoons of this mango pulp. Please, if your mangoes are sweet, avoid adding any extra sweetness to it. So, good 2 spoons of it is enough for me. And a little bit of sugar I'll add, maybe just 1 spoon of it. 1 spoon is more than enough. So, I'll add it. So you generally need to run it. Okay, there'll be a little bit of audio disturbance because I'll be quickly running it through in the mixie. So, but I hope that's good, but it'll just take a minute. So the moment I have mixed it, it looks like this. See the texture it becomes. It's nice and creamy and gooey. It's absolutely a fact. So you can just have it like this. If you're a sweet addict, you can just eat this way. And then I have a pan here. I will just quickly so put the pan in a very medium heat, and you know what? Mango. When we're talking about wastage and no like using every part of it. So these days, also when our salons were closed, so let me quickly tell you, mango peels and the mango seed. That's the main seed which is inside the mango butter seed which is inside. That's very good for your hair and skin. So maybe you can just put it up around in a mixie, churn it up, and use it. So again, a no wastage. You don't need to run to a salon or think that it's not done, and you will look pretty. And so I just need to quickly put in this. So, Shondesh also has a lot of variety. Some of the Shondesh you can also do in a steamed variety, and some also you can do just make it. Some are done. Some are called kacha. So basically, they are not cooked. They are the fresh ingredients, and they have little less of shelf life, I would say, but they taste absolutely great. And during winter, Bengal has an abundance of this particular jaggery called, which is made of date palm. And so you can use the date palm jaggery also in your the cottage cheese or the chana that we call, and have another delicious variations of the shondesh. If you don't have a mango, if you don't have jaggery, don't worry, you can just make it with a little saffron, little pistachio, and whatever dry fruits you want. Even you can go add chocolates. So there are great variations of shondesh that we can do. You can add shonde as in chocolates, pineapple also. By the way, a pineapple pulp will also go better.
Can I quickly
So
ask you
whatever,
a question?
yes,
So
yes,
you're cooking the chana or the cottage cheese
yeah.
with the mango pulp, but there was no oil or butter in the pan.
No, 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 no. Because the cottage cheese in itself has a oil texture because it is milk, right?
Hmm.
So it has this own oily, buttery texture to it. So I really don't need to add anything that's specifically oil or anything. So I am actually need to dry up whatever little oil it has or whatever little buttery texture it has. So that is what I'm trying to do. I'm going to dry it up, and once it'll just take 2 minutes more. And see, you can just see it's leaving the sides very nicely. It's just leaving the sides on its own. You just don't need to do much of it, but make sure that you're doing it in a very low flame. So I've switched off the flame now. I just need to wait for 2 minutes for it to cool down because it's a little too hot. I can't take it immediately in my hand. And in this texture also, you can just if you take it in between your palm with a little bit of butter applied, and you can make round balls and they absolutely come out as shandesh exactly. But today what I will do is,
Is the dried mango pulp or the amshotto your twist today?
this is the twist, yes. And I am going to put this in between these mango sheets, and then we're going to have a very different kind of a sweet which we can eat. So what I will do, one quick thing is, I love seeds, so I have a little bit of seeds I have. So I'm going to add them for a little texture so that when I eat it, I can get a little crunchiness. So that's the
Could you
little
tell us what
difference that
seeds
I.
you just put in there?
These are normal. These are some of them are your pumpkin seeds. Some of them are just a little pistachio. Just it's a mix of all seeds. There's nothing specific. Most of them are pumpkin seeds.
So
That's it. It's
pumpkin
been cut into
seeds,
pieces.
some nuts like pistachio, and
Any nuts can be crushed and put. You can put a little. You can put simple cashews. You can put. Uh, you can just put maybe almonds. Whatever you want.
okay. And are these
Okay.
chopped into fine pieces?
No, no, I just crush them. I just crush them and it's there, ready. You don't really chop them. So just if you crush them unevenly, that makes it look better. That's
And
how.
for all the
So
viewers, Ayandrali is going to put the recipe together for us in the link also.
yeah, I am going to do that. And it's kind of gone cold a little bit, just 1 minute more, and I'm going to just this is a very easy step. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it in the center, spread it evenly, and I'm going to like hold on a minute. Uh, so I'm going to place it evenly, and here it's hot, it's delicate, so be very gentle with it. Be very delicately. These needs to be handled with so much of care. And here I'm going to place it like that. They're going to look like this. Wait, I'm going to do one more. It's a quick dish. Even when you have your guests at home, you can just in the meantime, as you're having a quick conversation with them, you can just prepare it by then also. But just if it's good if it is cold, so just make sure that it's cold or it's little done in advance.
Does it have to be refrigerated after you're done with it?
You can, refrigeration will give it a good binding. So that's it. And it just helps in a proper binding of the dish. And sweets somehow taste better when they're a little cold, and shondish, of course. So just wrap it up like this, and that's how they will look.
They look amazing.
Yeah, that's how they look. So that's and we are done with the dish. It's quick and easy.
Thank you so much. Is there a name for it?
Yeah, we can surely call it the mango shandesh with a twist. So that's the twist that I've given, where I have played with the mango in a way that we get a double dose of mango. Apart from the pulp, I'm also having the mango in the sheets. So I'm getting that extra dose of mango, and that's helping for an extra nice. So the sheet has a little bit of sourness to it, and the sweetness will balance it right. The seeds inside will give the crunchiness. It's a great dish. I mean, you can have it after your meal that way.
Thank you so much. This sounded really fantastic. Um, for viewers who would like to know more about 80 Cookhouse, there are details, information on the website. And I thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Amrita. Let's all eat happy, eat healthy, and make this place much better and waste less. Let's look at our surrounding and try to eat what's there. And let's be a little bit responsible eater when we eat.
Absolutely.
Because every little a bite that we save is we are feeding a hungry tummy. That's what I feel.
Thank you so much today.
Thank you.